Hi, it's Elaine Swann, the etiquette lady. Welcome to Oh Behave. This is a weekly wrap-up of who made the news this week, whether it's a celebrity or a regular person. And it's my choice on who needs to behave or who did really well. So here we go. Right, so first off, we have this guy. We don't know his name yet, but he gets on a plane and he sneezes and then shouts out something to the effect of, "I have Ebola, you're all screwed." And so what happened is, sure enough, the flight attendants told the pilots about his antics, and the next thing you know, here comes a group of hazmat team members. They get on the plane and they escort him off the plane. And he left really, really upset. He was kind of cursing at everybody, and he was really mad. But I tell you, if you're on a plane, it's not proper to shout out things like, "I have Ebola," or any sort of infectious disease, whether it's bomb or terrorism or anything like that. So, dear sir, you must behave and not act the fool in public, because otherwise you end up being quarantined. All right, so next on my list is J-Law. That's Jennifer Lawrence. As you know, several Hollywood socialites have been hacked. Their cloud has been hacked, so their new photos have been leaked to the public. Jennifer Lawrence was one of them. This week, she was out in the press, and one of the things that she said is she felt like the showing of the photos and the sharing of the photos and the viewing of the photos, she felt like a sex crime victim. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for people to be looking at her nude photos and passing them around. But what I am saying is I think her choice of words were not very smart. For individuals, for women and men and children who are true victims of a sex crime, where something happened to them, where they were just absolutely violated, it was something that was not of their choosing, and what they experience and what they go through pales in comparison to a young girl taking photos and sending them to her boyfriend to turn him on. I think it's very, very different, and I don't think that she should be comparing herself with sex crime victims. Perhaps identity theft, that sort of thing, or whatever it is. Someone stole her stuff and they shared it with other people. But sex crime, I think that was just taking it a little bit too far. So in my opinion, better choice of words next time, J-Law. And for those of you out there thinking about sharing your nude photos, hopefully this will be a great example on why and maybe how you should or should not share them. So there we go. All right, now one more. Gwyneth Paltrow. President Obama visited Los Angeles this week. Gwyneth Paltrow hosted a fundraiser at her house in his honor. And when she went up to introduce him, she says to him something to the effect of, "You are so good looking, I can barely even speak." Two things, all right? Number one, he's the President of the United States of America. I think you could have used a little bit more decorum in the way you addressed him in front of other people, and also in what you said to him. Keep it classy. I don't think you kept it classy. And then number two, he is a married man. Now, you have to think about it. If you're out and about, and you're at some sort of event, and someone, says this to your husband, how are you going to feel? You're not going to like it too much. So number one, crossing the line as far as married men are concerned, even though you're swooning over him or what have you, just keep it classy, honey. Introduce the man, do it nicely. Don't make a spectacle of yourself, and let him know how much you appreciate his work that you're doing. I mean, that's all. I think she took it a little bit too far. That was just way too groupie-ish for me. So she went from being a supporter to being a groupie, in my opinion. All right, so my gold star of the week is none other than Angelina Jolie. This week she was presented as an honorary dame by the Queen of England in recognition for her campaigning against sexual violence. And I think the work that she's doing is fantastic. So kudos to her for that. And in addition to that, she was dressed just absolutely perfectly for the occasion. It was a very private occasion. She wore a beautiful skirt suit by the British designer house Ralph and Russo, and she looked just absolutely stunning. She curtsied, and she did pretty good with her curtsy as well, being a Westerner, so kudos to her on that. On 2 points. So number 1, for the work that she did. Number 2, because she dressed appropriately. And number 3, she also had it down with her little curtsy as well. So that's it for the week this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. And if there's anyone you think should be behaving or someone that you think deserves a gold star, just let me know. Until next week, be well.